For most of my videos, I usually have simple titles that I make in a graphics editor, then import as images here. For the titles in Galaxy Gulp that come up behind the ice cubes, I didn't do that particular part. Those were made with an editor more advanced than Premiere. But odds are you're going to want titles or credits or some sort of text somewhere in your video, so that's what we'll cover now. Go and click on the title menu up at the top. Now click on New Title, and Default Still will be fine. Those other options are for moving titles. Again, this is really just a bare bones tutorial for Premiere. And the default name is fine by me. That brings up a new window, and the title tool is already selected. And if you look up here, it tells you what font you'll be using. You can change that once you start your title. Go and click on the image. Now you can select your font, but I happen to have a lot of crazy fonts installed, so maybe we should just stick with the default. Okay, now I'll type in a title here. Now this size is fine with me, but if you wanted a different one, you can adjust the height and width of the controls off to the right. And if you want to center the text, you can click on this button here. Now the problem with this so far is that it's not very visible, so let's try and fix that. I'll go and add a shadow by clicking here. That helps a little bit. Now I'll increase the distance. And I think I'll change the color so it's more visible. Red should work. I'll expand the arrow next to Fill here, then click on the box next to Color. Now I'll change this to red. And that came out pink, but whatever. Oh, never mind, that's the overlay. You know, I wonder why pink's associated as a color for girls. I mean, I don't care for it, but for all I know, I've been subconsciously conditioned that way since birth. The brain is very malleable, people. Okay, I'll go ahead and change the color of the shadow while I'm at it. Same deal, you just click on the box next to Color under Shadow. I'll try orange. Let's see how that looks. Well, I was hoping for something that looked a little more fiery, but I guess it looks more fitting for a hot dog stand. I think I'll stop before my butchered sense of color gets out of control. Okay, now if you click on the Select tool, you can move this around anywhere in proportion to the image. That looks centered, so I'll go ahead and close this. Then if you look over here, it's appeared in our media window here. So say we wanted our title to appear while this guy is running. We could just drag it over here to track 2, then it will appear on top of our video. Okay, that's looking good. Well, actually, this looks kind of hideous, but the procedure's going well. Okay, now rather than have that appear suddenly, why don't we fade it in and out? You can use the effects on still images and titles as well. So I'll just copy over the cross dissolve here. Now you can see it fade smoothly. So next I'll put one on the end so it fades out. Now let's play the whole title back. Bing bong, The Revenge. Okay, looking good. And that about covers what I consider the basics of editing in Premiere. Though as a bonus, I'm going to show you how I did that transition to slow motion the way I did in Galaxy Gulp. This is just a basic editing technique, but it looks pretty neat in your final footage.